Look at these beautiful pictures and guess which city or country is this? New York, Boston, Yorkshire, America, England. It is the city called Edo in history. Still didn't get it? It's the present day Tokyo. Yes, I'm talking about Japan. Same country that was devastated by the World War, faced destructions and radiational effect for years due to atomic bombing. But see it today, amazingly developed despite of all its past. Japan has a reflection of Japanese American as well as European development and industrialization. Even though Japan was never colonized by these countries, then what's the mystery of its development in this European style? Let's peep into the history. Back in 17th century, Japan was an isolated country. It strictly followed the policy of seclusion called as Sakoku from all other countries, especially the European world. Japan was afraid that the European traders with imperialistic mindset colonized Japan and also spread their religion, displacing the rich Japanese culture and beliefs of the land. Opium War of China and Chinese domination by the Western world supported such thought of the Japanese military government called Tokugawa Shogun. During Sakoku policy, no Japanese could leave the country on penalty of death, and a few foreign nationals were permitted to enter with Japan. Only few Dutch and Chinese were permitted from a single port of Nagasaki. If any other foreign nationality entered the restricted coastal area, he was going to be tortured. Even a sailor from a wrecked ship would be tortured to death. As Japan had locked itself in isolation, Japan was enjoying its culture and heritage, yet had a disadvantage of being unaware of the technological modernization of the Western world. On July 8, 1853, an outrageous attempt to defy this law was made by a neighbor, America, when Commodore Matthew Perry was sent with the mission of unlocking Japan for trade. Perry was given a fleet of ships and sailors, and he was responsible for the safe return of his sailors back from Japan. Boldly, Perry entered the mouth of the Bay of Edo with his steam engine ships. This was a new type of ships in the naval world, and it was never seen by Japanese. Some Japanese, looking at the steamship and the smoke coming out of the ship, presumed that the dragon was fuming fire in the ocean. There was a dread, rumors. Still, Japanese gave warning to Perry's ship to move away to Nagasaki and should not be seen near Edo. But Perry persistently refused. He was carrying enough shell guns, cannons, capable of wreaking explosive destructions. He even created a threat by pointing the gun toward Uraga, even fired from his 73 cannons to create an atmosphere of terror and awe. He also ordered his sailor to take small boat ships, commence the survey operation of the coastline and the surrounding water in spite of the objection by the local officials. After constant tension from both the sides, Perry was permitted to present the letter by American President Millard Fillmore to open Japan for trade relations. Perry moved away to Hong Kong, giving Japanese time to think but promising a return in some time. Perry returned on 13th Feb 1854. He wanted to have talks in Edo. Location was a problem. Japanese wanted some other place but not Edo, as it was the capital. After constant arguments, finally a 3-week talks was convened in Kanagawa, the present-day Yokohama. 3 weeks of talk. It's interesting. Both sides did not understand each other's language. Still, they spoke for 3 weeks.
Good day to you, sir. I am Commodore Perry of the United States Navy. I come in friendship, bearing a letter from President Fillmore to be delivered directly to the Emperor of Japan. We know that the ancient laws of Your Imperial Majesty's government do not allow for foreign trade, travel, contact, or congress of any kind. But as the state of the world changes, it seems to be wise from time to time to make new laws.
何と言っておる。
誠に申し訳ないことではございますが、なんだかイノシシがうなっているような喋り方で、私には理解ができません。もっとはっきりゆっくり話してくれるよう申してもよろしいでしょうか。De minister zullen wellicht overbrengen. Kun je alsjeblieft langzamer spreken en duidelijk?
What did the blighter say?
I believe that's Dutch lingo, sir.
Does anybody speak Dutch? Please take these gifts as a sample of new and exciting wonders we have to offer from the Western world. This is the Morse telegraph machine, by which you can send messages any distance instantaneously. The finest Kentucky bourbon whiskey. Age 25 years. This is a .45 caliber rear-loaded, metallic cartridge, single-action Army revolver. Called the Peacemaker.
Exchange of cultural gifts. Cultural display was by the signing of this treaty called as Kanagawa Treaty. The treaty opened trade relation of Japan with America, followed the exchange of ideas, development, modernization from America to Japan in the coming years, especially during Meiji Revolution. Japan underwent massive industrialization, modernization, railway lines were developed, and now Japan started looking like any other European and American country. Not just this much. Japan was one of the Asian countries which never got colonized. Rather, became a colonizer, captivating the countries of Southeast Asia, even daring to interfere with American territories like the Pearl Harbor and Hawaiian Island in the Pacific Ocean. Thus, in a very short period of time, Japan was transformed from a secluded country to a modern country capable of fighting the world. For more information like this, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media.